I can't be held responsible for the blaze you started in my heart. You lit the match, and now the fire has consumed us both. Don't blame me. You knew the risks when you played with fire, and now you want to act like the flames are my fault. It's your touch that set me alight, and now we're both burned. You ignited a fire that I can't extinguish. Now, as the flames rage, don't point the finger at me for something you started in the first place. The fire in me isn't my doing. You kindled it, you fed it, and now I'm left to burn in the heat of your creation. Don't blame me for what you set in motion. You lit the fire, and now you want to put the blame on me. I'm just a victim of the flames you sparked. Don't try to make me the villain here. I was content in the quiet before you came and set my world on fire. Now it's out of control, and I'm the one left to deal with the destruction. You were the one who whispered the dangerous words that started this fire. Now don't blame me for the chaos you created. I never asked for this kind of passion, but you fed the flames until they couldn't be contained. Now, as the fire burns out of control, I'm the one left to face the consequences. It's not my fault the fire burns so brightly. You were the one who started this blaze. Now it's raging, and I'm just a bystander in the madness you created. You lit a fire inside me that I couldn't extinguish. Now that it's raging out of control, don't look to me for answers. You were the one who sparked it. I never intended for things to get this heated, but your spark turned into a flame I couldn't stop. Now we're both caught in the blaze you started. You played with fire, and now it's burning out of control. Don't blame me for the consequences of the match you lit. I didn't start the fire, but now it's consuming everything. Don't point your finger at me when you were the one who set the blaze in motion. You ignited something in me that I couldn't contain, and now the fire is too big to put out. Don't blame me for the madness you set in motion. You lit the match that set me on fire, and now that the flames are high, you're pointing fingers. But don't forget, it was your spark that caused this chaos. I was calm, I was steady, until you came and set everything ablaze. Now it's out of control, and you want to blame me for the fire you started. You ignited a fire that I can't escape, and now I'm consumed by it. Don't blame me for this chaos. It was your spark that set the flames high. You started a fire in me that I didn't know how to put out. Now it's too late to stop the blaze, and you want to blame me for what you created. Don't come running to me for answers when the fire you started is burning out of control. It was your touch, your words, that set everything ablaze. You knew what you were doing when you touched my soul with fire. Now that the blaze is raging, don't act surprised at the chaos you started. You fed the flames of passion until they became a wildfire. Now it's consuming everything, and you want to blame me. It's your spark that set it all in motion. I didn't start this blaze, but I'm the one burning in its aftermath. Don't blame me for the fire you lit. It's your recklessness that set everything ablaze. You kindled a fire in my soul that I couldn't extinguish, and now you're blaming me for the heat? Don't forget, it was your spark that started this inferno. You wanted the fire, you wanted the passion, but now you can't handle the heat. Don't point the finger at me for the blaze you set in motion. The fire you started is burning everything in its path, and now you want to blame me. You lit the match, and now I'm left to deal with the flames. I didn't ask for this fire, but you started it with a single touch. Now that it's burning out of control, don't blame me for the chaos you created. You ignited the passion, and now the fire is all consuming. Don't turn around and blame me for the flames. You were the one who struck the match. The flames you set in motion have turned into a blaze I can't escape. Now, as the fire rages, don't look to me for answers. You started it all. You lit the fire, you fanned the flames, and now you want to play the victim. Don't blame me for the madness you set in motion with your spark. You ignited a spark I never knew existed in me, and now I'm burning uncontrollably. Don't come running to me when the flames rage, for it was your touch that lit the fuse. You asked for passion, you sought intensity, but now that the fire has grown wild, you're blaming me. Don't forget, it was your hand that struck the match. The moment you whispered your promises, I knew the fire would eventually burn out of control. Now that it's raging, don't look to me to douse the flames you set in motion. You knew what you were doing when you caught my heart on fire, and now I'm lost in the smoke. Don't dare accuse me of being crazy when it was you who lit this fuse. If I seem out of control, remember, it's because you lit a fire in my soul. Don't blame me for the chaos. It's your spark that set it all in motion. They say fire can't exist without a spark, but they didn't tell you it could turn into an inferno. Now it's out of hand, and I'm the one left to face the flames you started. I didn't start this fire, but I'll be the one who burns with it. Don't blame me for the madness. You were the one who lit the first match. Sometimes the flames of love don't burn gently. They scorch and tear through everything in their path. But don't act surprised when it's your spark that caused the inferno. You ignited the passion. Now don't act like you can put out the fire. This blaze is your creation, and I'm just trying to survive in the ashes. You knew what would happen when you whispered those dangerous words to my heart. Now the fire is out of control, and I'm the one left to bear the consequences of your recklessness. Don't point your finger at me for the chaos around us. It was your spark, your touch, your desire that set this fire ablaze, and now we're both consumed by it. The flames you started inside me burn hotter than anything I've ever known. Don't tell me I'm crazy when it's your heat that's driving me wild. You didn't think I'd burn this bright, did you? Well, now that I'm consumed by this fire you started, don't you dare blame me for the blaze. You came into my life like a match to gasoline, and now everything around us is burning. Don't blame me for the fire you set. I'm just trying to survive in the wreckage. You say I'm losing control, but what you don't understand is that it was your flame that pushed me to the edge. Don't blame me for this fire you started in my soul. It's easy to point the finger when the fire is consuming us both. But remember, it was you who lit the spark, and now we're both burning up in the aftermath. The fire in me isn't my fault. It's the one you started with your words, your touch, your actions. Now I'm left to deal with the consequences of your reckless spark. You fanned the flames of passion until they couldn't be controlled. Now that the fire's raging, don't turn to me and act surprised. You lit the fire in me, but now that it's out of control, you want to play the victim. You knew exactly what you were doing when you started this. Don't blame me for the chaos around us. It was your match, your spark, that set the fire burning. Now we're both left to deal with the destruction. I didn't ask for this fire, but you set it in motion. And now, with every ember that burns, I'm reminded of how you ignited this madness. You lit the fire with a single touch, and now I'm burned beyond recognition. Don't blame me for the fire you started. It's your match that caused the blaze. The flames of your desire have consumed me completely, and now you want to blame me for losing control. It was your spark that started this fire. Don't you forget it. I didn't ask for this madness, but you came into my life like a match to kindling. Now we're both surrounded by flames, and you're blaming me for what you started. The moment you touched me, I was ignited in a way I couldn't control. And now that the fire is burning, don't dare turn your back and blame me. You lit the fire with your words, your touch, your gaze, and now it's raging. Don't look at me like I'm the cause of this destruction. You started it all. I tried to hold back, to contain the flames, but your spark was too strong. Now it's raging, and you want to blame me for the inferno you created. You set my soul on fire, and now it's burning out of control. Don't blame me for the madness. It's your spark that caused this wildfire. You walked into my life and struck a match in the most dangerous way. Now the fire is consuming everything, and I'm the one left to deal with the ashes. You're blaming me for this fire, but it was your spark that started it all. Now that it's burning out of control, don't act surprised. I was just fine before you walked in and set my world on fire. Now it's too late to pretend you didn't see the flames rising. You were the one who ignited them.